So here we have a sample test paper. This is a sample paper that you can access online. That's for the OC test. And this is one for the reading section. What we're going to do is we might just have a look at a couple of questions. The thing with English and reading, I might have to pick one that's a little bit shorter, because obviously looking at an extract where it's quite a page or two long, you won't have time in this webinar to go through all of it. But perhaps I might like to focus on a couple of questions from this poem extract, which is a little bit shorter. Not to say that it's easier though. Just be wary of that. Okay, observing the moot cat. I'll have a quick read over this. And of course, if you need to pause in your webinar to go back, have a read of this, or have a listen, please do, because I am doing this in a little bit more of a condensed way. So, observing the moot cat. Clean water in the house. The cat laps up play water outside, drinking the earth. His pile, being perfect, ignores the misting rain. A charcoal Russian, he opens his mouth like other cats and mimes a greeting new. At one bound, top speed across the lawn and halfway up, the zippy pear tree. Why? Branches. Stopping puzzles him. Eloquent of purr or indignant tail, he politely hates to be picked up. His human friend never does it. He finds a voice in the fly screen, rattling it, hanging cruciform on it, or to be let in to walk in on his van. He can fish food pellets out of a dispenser, but waits, preferring to be served. A mouse he was playing on the grass ran in under him. Disconsolate, at last he wandered off, and drew and fired himself in one motion. He is often above you, and appears wherever you will go. He swallows the scent, and discreet with his few stained birds, he carries them off to read. Okay, let's have a look at the first question. The title of the poem. We need to pick A, B, C, or D, which one follows the best. So looking at A, we have hints that what follows will be from the cat's perspective. B, encourages the reader to admire the cat. C, is reflected in the senses that are described. Or D, prepares the reader for a surprising event. So when it comes to something like this, we're asked to go back to the title. Let's have a look at that. And we have this word, observing, we have mute, and we have cat being the key words. For me, observing comes out most clearly. It's basically talking about why we are looking at this cat. What are we doing? What is the main sort of action being taken here? So observing, I've just highlighted, and I'm going to go back to my questions. And it seems like that it might be something about encouraging the reader to admire the cat. Why are we picking this one? Why am I leaning on this one? Again, the key word observing. Observing means to look at something, to sort of analyze it, to describe, or in your head, what you are doing. So admire tends to be what is going on here. The narrator throughout the poem seems to have quite a strong voice for describing all these interesting or quite admirable facts about this cat. Eloquent, top speed, a charcoal Russian, being perfect, all these sorts of terms, which I'll just take a moment to sort of, highlight, tells me that all of these sorts of descriptions sort of point to the narrator really trying to emphasize the good qualities of his cat. Of course, finding it quite elegant, quite independent, quite admirable, and that's why I've chosen the option B. Okay. All right. Question 8. What can we learn about the person in the poem? He prefers to spend time with the cat outdoors. He respects the wishes of the cats. He forgets to leave the cat enough food. Or he is impressed by what the cat catches. All of those seem to be a little bit similar. A lot of them, well, 2 of them tend to be about what the cat is wanting to catch. So let's have a look here. Okay. Sorry, over down here actually. He can fish food pellets out of dispenser but waits, preferring to be served. This tells me that the cat is waiting for the human to feed it. He's a little bit fussy about what he eats. He has access to food, but he's going to wait for the person to have that. So it seems like that the author here, he wants to respect the wishes of the cat. You can say that perhaps he's a bit under the sway of the cat's sort of dominion. So he sort of follows what the cat would like to do. So of course, these ones, this is one of those things where I've made sure to sort of underline or highlight keywords or key information that helps me figure out, okay, this might be the answer that I'm leaning on. Okay. Some of these answers might feel a little bit more confusing than others, but the safest thing is to sort of stick to what you know, stick to what examples you can find and think, okay, does that help me point me in the right direction. I won't go through more of this because I understand with our time, we're just going through things a little bit short.